This morning on DC News Now, we're talking about the clouds out there this morning. A few showers, mainly south of DC, and we could even be seeing a few of those showers later on this afternoon. Again, mainly south of the district, but for most of us, we are dry, a little bit warmer. I'll have all these details coming up.
Also coming up this morning, 4 people recovering right now after being injured in a car fire in southeast DC last night. What investigators are saying this morning.
Plus, a former Loudoun County superintendent in court this morning. Coming up, we're going to tell you the charges he's facing.
And remembering the fallen, how people across the DMV marked Memorial Day.
The station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
All right, it's 8 o'clock on this Tuesday morning. Good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. I'm Corey James.
Good morning. I'm Tanaya Wright. We're going to start you off with a live look outside on this Tuesday morning. Still not that pretty out there, Jackie, at least here.
Yeah, the latest update is that it still looks dreary out there as you're hitting the roadways after a long holiday weekend, at least in the district and areas southbound. Farther off towards North Hagerstown, we're already breaking out into some sunshine, and eventually that sunshine, that gradual clearing will continue to push its way farther southbound. But ahead of that, we're still going to be tracking a few of those spotty showers, mainly south of DC. Right now, much of us are tracking the dry conditions, but we do see a little bit of that green just south of Fredericksburg at this point. But a wider view of satellite radar shows us we'll be watching for this batch of rain that's about to push farther inland, and that could clip some of our southern zones over the course of the next couple of hours. Something to keep in mind, but many of us will be dry for the day today. Those current temperatures are into the 50s, so right about 60. Right now, we are at the 60-degree mark in DC, as well as Fredericksburg, low 60s, Lexington Park, right around 60 for Hagerstown right now. Now, the winds, those are coming in mainly out of the north-northeast, 5 to 10 miles per hour. A few gusts, though, those are reaching at least 15 miles per hour for much of the area. We were a bit higher with those wind gusts earlier this morning. Highs today, a little bit warmer farther north, right into low 80s for the 4-state region right around Hagerstown. We're mid-70s in D.C., low 70s the farther south you go, where the clouds do stick around a little bit longer than farther off towards the north. I'll certainly have the latest look at the rest of that 8-day forecast coming up. But Tosin is here with the all-important look at the roadways. How's traffic?
Virginia struggling at this hour. We're going to start off in Fairfax. What you're looking at is this slowdown on 395, 495, and that is because of an accident on the inner loop right before Braddock Road, and that's what's causing all this backup right here, as you can see. So be aware of that as you head out the door this morning, because you're riding your brakes the entire time. Now, still about an incident I'm going to tell you about all morning, this time on VA 28th northbound. That road closed now, so you cannot get there. Centerville Road, Ordway Road, blocked because of an accident and down power lines. So that road is closed. You're going to have to find an alternate route if that's a road you take.
All right, Tosin, thank you. Your time right now is 8:02.
Here's a quick look at your Know and Go headlines on this Tuesday. First up, police in Fairfax County are looking for the people involved in a deadly shooting and stabbing. Officials say this happened yesterday afternoon at an apartment complex on Pimmit Run Lane that is in Fairfax County, right near Falls Church. Police say they have detained one person, but did not say if they were a suspect at this time.
And President Biden and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy working to gather votes in the House to pass a deal raising the debt ceiling. Now, that deal is on opponents from both sides, with some Republicans saying it does not cut enough spending. Supporters, though, say while the deal is not perfect, it would prevent an economic disaster.
And people from across the country poured into our nation's capital to remember and honor fallen service members. Yesterday, President Biden laid a wreath at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier in Arlington National Cemetery. Taps played across the National Mall in a ceremony honoring all of the brave men and women who lost their lives while serving our country.
Our time right now is 8:03 this morning. A woman is waking up in jail after being accused of setting a car on fire and injuring 4 people in southeast D.C. D.C. Fire and EMS say it happened near 4th Street and Valley Avenue just before 7 o'clock last night. Officials say 2 adults and 2 children were hurt and taken to nearby hospitals. Authorities say one of the victims is in critical condition. Additional details about the woman arrested have not been released. And 2 people are dead and 2 others hurt after violence broke out at a Fairfax County apartment complex.
This happened just after 4 o'clock yesterday, and neighbors say it has left them in shock. Our Lex Warris is in the newsroom this morning. And Lex, police did question someone last night.
Yeah, that's right. That person, police would not confirm whether or not they were a suspect in the shooting and the stabbing. But while they were being questioned by police, neighbors were trying to wrap their head around exactly what happened in their apartment complex or in their neighborhood. You know, the shooting and stabbing is something that had them floored, and they say kids were playing outside, families were enjoying the holiday afternoon when everything turned chaotic. And then police rushed in to treat 4 people, 2 men who had been shot and 2 kids who were stabbed. The 2 men later died. Those stabbing victims are expected to be okay. Meanwhile, investigators have recovered a knife and a backpack with drugs from the scene. They say that they're not ruling out a drug deal gone wrong. They also say it was not random.
What we do know is that several of the people, all the people involved, met up here for a specific reason. We don't know what that reason is right now.
Well, police say that several people also ran away from the scene, but they can't confirm whether or not they were involved or just scared from the gunshots. And while they did recover a knife from the scene, at this point they have not recovered a gun. Live in the newsroom, I'm Lex Juarez, DC News Now.
All right, Lex, thank you. Your time right now is 8:05. Police in Florida are looking for suspects who fired shots on a boardwalk, injuring 9 people. Now, this happened in Hollywood, which is near Miami, at around 7 o'clock last night. Officials say 3 victims are children between the ages of 1 and 17. Authorities say 1 suspect is in custody.
Your time now is 8:05. After weeks of negotiations, the White House and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy say they have reached a deal to address the debt ceiling.
Yeah, but will it have enough votes to pass before the country hits the debt ceiling? Washington correspondent Trevor Shirley is live on Capitol Hill this morning with the latest. Trevor, good morning.
Hey there, good morning to both of you as well. A deal was reached over the weekend, but even some members on both sides of the aisle say they think this is a bad deal. The announcement was made earlier this weekend. The big picture is that the deal suspends the debt ceiling through 2024. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy says it's something that members of his party should support. The president said he feels similarly. The agreement cuts some discretionary spending and caps non-defense spending at current levels. The agreement also claws back some COVID-19 money that hasn't been used. However, some hard-right Republicans say the spending cuts don't go deep enough, while several far-left Democrats say new work requirements for people on food stamps is a non-starter. The question now is whether the leadership of both parties can convince enough of their members to pass the legislation.
Look, I think people are going to sit there and read it. I think it's good for the American public. You're going to have Republicans and Democrats be able to move this to the president. The president agreed with this bill as well.
You know, I never say I'm confident what the Congress is going to do, but I feel very good about it. I've spoken to a number of the members. I spoke to McConnell. I spoke to a whole bunch of people, and it feels good. We'll see when the vote starts.
And at this point, a vote on this has not been scheduled. That's the latest from Capitol Hill. We'll send it back to you guys.
All right, Trevor, thank you. Time right now, 8:07. Also included in that deal, the approval of the controversial Mountain Valley Pipeline. Now, it's a natural gas pipeline carrying fuel from West Virginia to Virginia. The pipeline has faced years of litigation because of concerns about its environmental impacts. And appeals courts, though, recently stopped its progress, citing violations of stormwater and water quality requirements. All right, former Loudoun County Superintendent Scott Ziegler will be in court today. His hearing is for misdemeanor charges of conflict of interest and giving false information for publication. Now, these charges stem from a special grand jury's investigation and involved a student who was accused of sexually assaulting students at 2 separate Fairfax County high schools. Officials say the alleged assaults were less than 6 months apart from each other. Today's hearing is expected to last 2 days. Ziegler will be back in court for another hearing in July. The county school board voted unanimously to fire Ziegler back in December.
Meantime, the disgraced former CEO of health startup Theranos is set to turn herself into authorities today. Elizabeth Holmes was convicted for investor fraud and conspiracy back in January. That's after raising nearly $1 billion from investors to develop a blood testing device that did not exist. She was sentenced to 11 years in prison.
All right, starting this morning, demolition is set to begin on a 6-story apartment building in Davenport, Iowa, after it partially collapsed over the weekend. Authorities say 8 people were rescued when the building fell Sunday. Residents were not allowed back inside to remove their belongings. No serious injuries, though, were reported. First responders searched through the rubble all day, and the cause of that collapse is still under investigation. All right, stretching your dollar this morning, we're taking a closer look at extra fees that you might see added to your orders from apps like Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Grubhub.
Delivery apps typically charge multiple delivery and service fees. Uber says most of its delivery fee goes to the driver, with the service fee going to Uber. Despite the frustration of all the extra fees, apps like DoorDash and Uber Eats claim to be transparent by showing the fees multiple times throughout the ordering process. So the question is, how can you save money on your deliveries? One option is to subscribe to a service like DashPass or Eats Pass, which waive or lower delivery and service fees. You can take some time to compare prices across different delivery services before you order. Some restaurants offer free delivery. Plus, most apps have an option to invite friends to the app in exchange for a discount. Lastly, order directly from the restaurant. When restaurants use delivery apps, they may be setting the menu prices higher to cover the cost of doing business on the platform.
All right, happening now, Molson Coors, one of the nation's largest brewers, has agreed to pay more than $9 million to settle a class action lawsuit after being accused of falsely advertising an ingredient on a hard seltzer label. Now, people who submit claims could get $5 for each 24-pack of Vizzy, $3 for a 12-pack, and 75 cents for each single can. Anyone who submits a claim without proof of purchase will get no more than $15. The deadline to file is June 6. We have a link on our website at dcnewsnow.com with how you can apply.
And some good news if you shop at Kroger. The grocery store is making their digital coupons available to anyone shopping in the store, even if you do not have a mobile device. Now, Kroger announced earlier this month that they would be cutting back on printing coupons and ending weekly deals found in the newspapers. Now the grocery chain says anyone will be able to cash in on digital deals just by visiting the customer service desk. All right, your time now, 8:11 on a Tuesday. The boil water advisory affecting parts of Northeast D.C. will remain in effect this morning.
Yeah, what's next for those impacted? Plus, one West Virginia family picking up the pieces after their home burned yesterday. Coming up, we're going to hear from them.
But first, a live look outside on this Tuesday morning. Jackie, what can people expect when they head outside today?
Yeah, well, we are still dealing with the clouds and even a bit of that fogginess to that live shot right now of the Washington Monument. But we are noticing the clouds still sticking around for D.C. area southbound. A few rain showers, though, also starting to be pushed through into southeastern Maryland, even down towards the Culpeper area as well. But many locations now are drying out after yesterday. I'll have more details coming up right after the break.